Hello and welcome to Board Game Gumbo. Today we're going to be unboxing Periodic, a game of elements by Genius Games. This plays 2 to 5 players in about 40 minutes. So let's go ahead and open it up and see what's inside. Periodic is an action selection game where you'll be moving a player piece around a board based on the periodic table, trying to collect different elements and turn them into different resources. So here we have our rule book. Book about the science behind periodic. Then we have some punch board. So here are the metals that you will acquire by creating certain elements. These are essentially power tokens, which are used to determine the actions you take on your turn, and then some victory point tokens. They all punch out really easy. It's a nice stock size. So let's see what else we got in here. Looks like the game board, which is just going to look like the periodic table. Let's go ahead and take a look. There we are. Periodic table of elements. Then down here you have the actions you can take on your turn. Essentially how this works is that there will be these power tokens that will start on the actions, and you can take any one action that you want that allow you to move your player pawn in certain directions. So this action, for instance, would allow you to move your player pawn up and to the left a certain number of spaces. If you take one action, so say you only take the increase atomic mass action, you're going to collect all the power tokens that are on that action, and they're going to go into your personal reserve. The other thing you can do on your turn is you can take multiple actions. But when you take multiple actions, you have to put one power token down onto the first action you take, and then every subsequent action you actually have to add 2 additional power tokens. But you can do that as many times as you want. Let's see what else is in the box here. Got a bunch of tokens in different player colors. So each player will have a particular color, and the tokens will designate, so this is your player pawn that will actually move around the board itself. These are essentially your elements to denote when you've collected an element. You collect an element when you end your turn on it. I'm going to pick it up. So here we have the goal cards. The goal cards are going to be how you score points during the course of the game. There's goal cards in different colors. So there's green, blue, purple, and pink. And these are the elements that you're trying to acquire. So, for instance, here, you're trying to make steel by acquiring carbon and iron. So your player piece is going to be somewhere on the periodic table, and you're going to move that player piece through the action selection to end your turn on either carbon or iron. When you do that, you're going to acquire that element, and that's when you're going to put one of your cubes in this area here. At the end of any player's turn, if all of the spaces on a gold card are completed, then that gold card is discarded. The player who completed is going to score a certain number of points, and anybody who's contributed to completion is also going to score a certain number of points. The green ones appear to be the easiest ones to do, and then they get more difficult. It takes 3 resources here, and these are worth 9 points. But you see you need 3 different elements that are fairly far apart. Lastly, we have another group of cards here. So these are objective cards, essentially. You're going to pull one for a game, and it's going to have some additional scoring. So for instance, if you use this one, you're going to get 1 extra point at the end of the game for each level in the academic track above 0, and then 2 points for every purple gold card that you've completed. So obviously people are going to be going after the pink ones. I'm sorry, pink gold cards. People are going to be going after the pink gold cards pretty early. And then we have last set of cards here. This is how you advance on the academic table, or academic track. So this is the academic track here. And every player will have their little cylinder. We'll start on the 0. And essentially these cards will be placed out around the board in a circle. And if you are on this card, and the next card is non-metals, and you end your turn on one of these locations, you will advance up to this card and advance on this track. And these are just in-game scoring points that you get. And at the end here, these spots are restricted to 3, 2, or 1 player. So that's it. That's everything you get inside the box of Periodic, a Game of Elements by Genius Games. Game retails for $40. So if you like what you see, you can find it at your local gaming store. We appreciate you watching our video. We hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions or comments, leave them below. We'd be happy to hear from you. And we'll see you next time.